unit is self-contained with its own saddler, farrier, wheelwright and so on. It's a rigorous training dished out who know all there is to know about horses, and it brings results.
We take you behind the scenes now to show just some of the interesting aspects of this training.
Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine, the #1 podcast to create sound of horses from the ground up. Mike Stine is a registered journeyman farrier with an APF1 accreditation. On this week's show, we are going to do competition horses migrating from north this summer. I can't read my own writing here. Consideration of spring grasses and understanding a farrier's expectation of horse handling and horse behavior. All this and much more will be here at Dover Saddlery. Just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. We're out here, and over to my far right side is Mike Stine. How are you? I was soaking wet when I came in here today.
I saw that.
It was raining. I thought it was April showers.
I offered you a bar of soap.
Yes, right on the microphone there.
I offered you a bar of soap.
I know, I didn't take it, so.
Yeah.
What have you been up to for the last 2 weeks? Now, we start... Season 9, Episode 1 starts this Monday.
Yes.
And this is a little bonus show. We're out live at Dover Saddlery. They have a big spring sale going on right now. It's really neat. They got a lot of discounted stuff, all your horse accessories. And I see some little kitties running around with little boots on. They're getting boots ready for the new season, the new spring time. I know my wife's got a competition coming up here in the next couple of days or so. So she's
going to need some new boots.
She's taking advantage of that. She's getting some new boots, some new pants. Gloves, I'm sure, and then she's got a whole shopping list for everyone at her barn that couldn't make it down here today. But you should come out here and make it down here today if you can.
Yes.
And if not, anytime in the near future. There's a lot of stuff that they have here at Dover Saddlery just outside. We're on, what's the name of the road? Galleria Blvd, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. So make sure you come out here and see what they have here to offer. So for the last 2 weeks, Mike, you have off. As you can see, I've let my beard grow a little bit.
Right, and I did a bad job of shaving this morning.
Yeah, make sure you talk right on that mic.
I did a bad job of shaving this morning.
I know you missed. What, were you shaving in the dark?
Usually.
Did you lose the power today?
No, I'm just lost.
And
lost.
Where's the missus? She didn't show up today.
She's glad I'm gone.
So for the last 2 weeks, have you had any new cases or anything that's been going on that you've come across here recently?
Well, there's always something that comes up. And, the last couple of weeks we were redoing some horses that are getting ready to head out of town, do their last shows down here, and head back towards the north. Just trying to keep it all going, reorganize, and see what's coming up for the spring.
So what do you got planned for this season coming up for season 9 for Equine Dynamics? We got a bunch of special guests here. We're hopefully we're gonna have a Dover Saddlery in the studio here this next coming couple of weeks or so. We got a brand new sponsor that we're working on. We're gonna bring them on board, and we're excited to have them as well. And that's the Equine One.
Equine One. They've got the hoof mender mud packing and the birch bark oil hoof paint. Hoof dressing.
So, and then we'll give you all the details on when that's coming on board, and also some discounted stuff if you type in. We're working on I forgot to tell you, we're working on the keyword change from Equine Dynamics to something else. So I'm working on that.
Okay, what are we calling it?
Well, I mean, it was when I was doing the commercials and stuff and figuring out how all that stuff lines up.
Right.
It was Equine.1. Go to Equine.1 for your hoof care needs.
Right.
And keyword Equine Dynamics. It was too many equines in the whole slogan and everything.
Right.
So I was like, I asked him, I said, Mr. Hoof Doctor, Mrs. Hoof Doctor, can we just switch it to podcast? And then that way it's easy for them to remember. They can just go in there and they can just type in podcast, and then boom, they get their 10% off, and everything will be good on your end.
Okay.
Are you okay with that? I know.
Sure.
I'm springing on you right now.
Sure.
All right, we're going to take a quick little break, and we're going to answer some questions. We take questions here from everyone here standing in line. They've got at least 20 people deep here at Dover Saddlery, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, and they're
fighting and throwing stuff at each other,
it's
trying to get in line.
It's
insane.
It's a total madhouse. So come by and see us. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. If you have any questions for Mike Stine, the way you do that is go to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says contact us. Fill out that little form, and Mike will answer your question. If we don't answer it here on the air, he'll answer it to you personally by sending you out an email.
Or can you just make up an answer?
You can make up an answer if you want.
Okay. We can do that.
And make sure you put a physical return address, because we got a whole bunch of prize packs that we sent out to you. We got some keychains, some buttons, some stickers, some beer coasters, whatever you want. We'll send it out to you. And over to my far hand side is my very own beer coaster, Mike Stine.
Yes. How are you, Travis?
I'm doing good. Now, where are we located today?
Dover Saddlery, Charlotte, North Carolina.
And we have Chelsea with us, and you are the store manager?
Yes, I am.
Now tell us what's going on, and speak loud and clear, and so everyone across the whole entire complex here can hear you.
Yeah, so today here we have our tent sale going on, which is our annual spring event. We have a lot of different products that are on sale. We've got a mystery coupon going on. So we just have a nice fun weekend full of a lot of product, a lot of customers, and yeah, just getting everyone through the door and just having a great time. And then having you guys here today as well too.
Well, we're excited to be here, and we thank you very much for having us here.
Yeah.
Now, I know that we had some bad weather here. Did you physically have a tent outside for this thing?
We did. We have a nice big green tent to put outside and on the sidewalk and make it a really great curb appeal. But with this horrible, horrible rain we had this morning, with that torrential downpour, just unfortunately not able to put it up today. Hopefully we'll clear this afternoon and we can get it out, or tomorrow. But yesterday with those bright blue skies, we had a nice big green tent. It was a really welcoming moment in the front, but unfortunately the rain kind of squashed that one today.
I'll tell you what, you handle it like a champ, because this place is packed to the wall with deals, and everything I see is like 30% off, 60% off. And I was listening to one of your employees that says, and if you see another blue dot on it, it's an extra whatever percent off on top of that. So I'm like, I know, having my wife being a horse person, I'm not the horse person. Believe it or not, I'm the simpleton of the show. I'm the one who pushes all the buttons and stuff. Mike's the one who knows all the horse stuff, and my wife knows all the horse stuff. So when I see something like this come across the counter, I go, oh, that's easily $100. And it's like a little brush that's about the size of a toothbrush or something. I'm like, ugh. Right. So anytime you can save money on products, especially here at Dover Saddlery outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, is a good time to get in.
Oh, 100%. We have boots on sale for 50% off. We have polo wraps. We have some Troxel helmets that are coming in just above $25 today. We are even doing a free gift with purchase.
Helmets?
Helmets.
Helmets for $25.
A little over $25, yes. You can't beat that deal.
I know my wife just bought one because she's got a competition coming up here in the next couple of days, and I think it was easily $200 and something.
Yes, and then we also have a mystery coupon going on as well too. You can get another surprise amount off a full price item as well too. So that's a really great deal that you can use on maybe that higher price point helmet. Bring that down a little bit.
And what's the deal with the blue dots?
So they're actually the red dots.
Yeah,
and the
I got
red
that.
dots.
I'm colorblind, Mike.
Okay. Well,
In
I
the
was
red,
going to put blue dots all over stuff, so I guess better do red ones.
I mean, I could put blue dots too.
Right,
we can make our own thing.
Sure.
Red pops a little bit more, Mike.
Red
Right.
pops a little.
But the red dots are another 30% off those ticket price items.
Okay.
So we've got Ariat, Castell. What else do we have? We've got some RJ Classic shirts. So those are all 30% off the full price as well, too.
So if anybody comes in here, they should bring a bunch of red dots with them and put on stuff, right?
Stop giving them bad ideas, Mike.
I'm just trying to be helpful. You know.
Is that why you were asking me for dots before I left the house? Hey,
Yes,
Trav,
yes,
do you
it
have any
was.
dots at the house? Now, outside of this sale's going to go on for how long this week? Is it this whole weekend?
It's the whole weekend. So we started yesterday, it's today, and then it's tomorrow during our business hours as well, too.
Now, once the sale goes away, I mean, there's no need for them. There is more need for them to come in here because you run sales all the time throughout the week and throughout the month and throughout the year, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we do different, depending on the time of year and what's going on around the holiday time. We did 12 days of deals, so we picked a different item every day, and it was discounted by a good anywhere from 20 to 50% off. You know, we had a deal on boots around then too. But right now, as we head into that show season, and as we had kind of people start thinking about summer camps and summer clinics, we have a lot of sales going on too with those essentials. So this week for the company as well, we had I think it was about 30 or 40% off summer camp essentials for the kids as well too. So a lot going on as we ramp up into show and camp season.
And it's sad. I say it's sad, but you buy a kid like some jeans this year, next year, guess what? The teen goes from 12 to 13 to 14 years old, and then all of a sudden the pants don't fit, and you got to turn around and buy them up. So if anyone wants to know as far as what deals are coming around, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you? Are you to contact with them? Is there an email that they can sign up for and actually specify this store?
So actually, Dover is really great about kind of getting people's information. And once you give your information to Dover and they know your zip code, they'll filter the emails specifically for what's going on in the store in your area. But we have a Facebook page as well, too, the Dover Saddlery Charlotte, North Carolina page. And that is always going to give information about specifically what's going on in our store, sales going on across the company. And just the Dover Saddlery website in general is really great at always communicating everything as well, too, and the sales that we have going on.
Now, who runs the Facebook page? Do you run the Facebook page?
I run the Facebook page, and a couple of other girls here in the store as well, too. We're our big social media people here, so any post you see on Facebook or Instagram that comes from the store, that comes from us and our ideas. So if there's anything you ever want to see or hear more about,
or if they have a question, they can come right here and ask you, hey, what did you mean by this? Where is this actual item?
100%, yeah. And everything we post on the Facebook page, we always have here in store. So I know we just posted something recently about Equine Elixir being back in stock. So
what's Equine Elixir? It sounds like a horse with a hangover.
So Equine Elixir is a supplement brand, and they have, for here specifically in this store, we have their supplements for stronger hoofs, for ulcers, for calming supplements like that. So we just got all that back in stock. So I put a post up on Facebook saying come in and get it while it's still here. So yeah, we try to post really what's going on here in this store for our customers to see.
We're talking to Chelsea, the store manager of the Dover Saddlery here outside of Charlotte, North Carolina on, I'm sorry, say the street one more time.
Galleria Boulevard.
Galleria. I want to call it Gloria for some reason. Galleria Boulevard. So come on down. See, even if the sales went over, come on down, see Chelsea out here at the Dover Saddlery outside of Charlotte, North Carolina in the Galleria Boulevard. Is it Boulevard?
Yes.
All right. Anything else that people need to know or need to know about the store, or anything that you got coming up here in the next couple weeks or so after this sale goes by?
After this sale goes by, we actually do have a trivia night coming up on May 16th. So it's going to be from 5 to 7 here in the store. It's a Thursday night. It's a night we're open late. So come on in, have some fun horse trivia with us. All of our participants are going to get a $20 gift card for coming on in. We'll have some light refreshments as well, too.
Wow.
Yeah, so we try to do some fun store things as well to get people through the door. So we have that coming up again on May 16th. Come out and see us that night. And right now, it's kind of what we have for our near future coming up on through.
That sounds exciting, Mike. They're going to have punch and pie.
Right. Let's come for the punch and pie.
Oh, great. Now I got to go get punch and pie. Thanks, Travis.
No, I'm sorry. No. But then we'll have something for you here. So make sure you come out here and see Chelsea at the Dover Saddlery out in Charlotte, North Carolina.
And bring your own red dots.
Yeah, bring your own red dots and see if you can sneak one by him. No, she's pretty keen on that. She knows exactly where her dots came from. Chelsea, we'd like to thank you for inviting us here to your store. You have a lovely store here. I understand this is a new location for you?
Yeah, so actually, fun fact is tomorrow will be the 1-year anniversary us opening the store back up again here.
And they
in
had
Charlotte.
us. They thought of us right away,
Yes,
Mike.
did.
They had
Yeah.
Equine Dynamics come out here.
That's why they moved the store back to Charlotte, right?
Right, exactly. So they could be closer to us. So 1 year.
So yeah, tomorrow will be the 1-year mark on the dot when we opened up the doors. We did a soft opening before our grand opening. So tomorrow's a 1-year anniversary of us being open again in the Charlotte market.
Well, congratulations. Now, one more question before I let you go. Do you ride?
Of course, 100%, Travis. Of course I ride.
Well, sometimes you get a store manager and they're all about numbers and the bottom line and stuff. But you are a horse lover as well. And what type of riding? I always ask this. What type of riding do you do?
So I currently ride dressage with my horse.
Okay.
I have an off-the-track thoroughbred. And
Now, off the track, it was literally like off the track.
yeah, like he raced for a few years up in New York. So
And what was his race name?
his race name was Dustin's Comet.
Okay.
That's just his official name on his paperwork. But, nowadays I just call him Dustin, or his nickname also as well, too, is Doodles. kind of transformed.
I think every horse owner has little nicknames.
Yes.
I call the one we have at the house Ding Dong. Look at that Ding Dong over there.
I have a lot of nicknames for people's horses. They don't always like them, but they got nicknames.
Come here,
Yeah.
Ding Dong. Well, we appreciate you again for having us here. And so stick around, guys. We got a lot more coming up, and hopefully we'll dive into these topics if I can read them off my phone here because I didn't print it out. So stick around. We'll be right back.
You want me to hold the phone over here?
No. On my nose.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine, the #1 podcast to create sound of horses from the ground up. We are live outside of Dover Saddlery Equine shop, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina on, I'm going to forget the name of the street again, Mike.
What is the name of the street?
I got to write it down somewhere.
Yeah.
But come out and see us. They got their big, huge spring sale, tent sale. And we talked to Chelsea last break about tomorrow is actually going to be 1 year that this store has been open. So the store looks great. It's full of people. And if there's anyone that that's listening to us in the store and have questions for Mike Stine, over to my far inside is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good, Travis. How are you doing?
Please feel free to come on over and ask anything about creating sounder horses from the ground up. He is a world-renowned farrier. He's been on the Winter Olympics, Summer Olympics. What were you on?
World Equestrian Games.
World Equestrian Games. What are other places that you've been over in New Zealand and stuff?
I've spoken New Zealand and Australia, and a couple of years ago did the International Healthcare Summit and a few other deals, and in between worked on a bunch of horses.
Didn't you do the Olympic Games 1 year?
No. I did the World Equestrian Games.
I get the two confused sometimes.
Same bunch of horses, same bunch of competitors. It's
very expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive. So if you guys have questions for Mike Stine, come on over here to the table. We're located in the very back by all the boots and stuff. We're the heel of the store, basically. So come back out here and come see us. And if you have any questions for Mike Stine, you will be on camera. You will be recorded. So don't be shy, just like Chelsea was. On the last break. Now, Mike, we're going to talk about, since we're getting in the spring break, or getting into spring, I should say, and I kind of, at the opening of the show, I kind of ran over these topics, but we want to talk about competition horses that are now migrating north for the summer after being in the south for the winter, and how this affects the hoof care that they have going from south to north for the summertime.
They're heading back home. Some of them, and there are horses from the south that are based in the south that are moving north for their show seasons. And, especially with the event horses, we got to pay attention to the different type of ground in the different parts of the country. Just as there were horses that came down south, I dealt with a lot of horses around. A lot of them came out of Minnesota, and you got black loamy ground. We came down to sand and areas we have clay, and the way the hoof reacts to the ground is different, and the hoof goes through some changes. So because of different traction demands and the way the foot responds going to the ground, we sometimes have to change up the shoeing job a little bit.
Is it common for when you have a horse, let's say a horse that lives in Florida, and we don't get any snow or anything in Florida. Now, I was born and raised in Orlando, Florida. That's why I bring up Florida. Is it bad for
go back?
Wish I could go back sometimes.
You can go back.
Not after a rainstorm like we had today, because in Florida, especially Orlando, you can set your watch to the rainstorm. 3 o'clock, rainstorm. 3:05, rainstorm's done, and then you can go on about your day. But as far as like you have a horse down in Florida, and the horse, like for example, I'm used to being in walking barefoot in sand and stuff.
Right.
And then when I come up to like North Carolina, it gets cold and stuff. I'm starting to wear a little bit more, muddy shoes because the ground doesn't drain very well out here, and I'm always in a pair of shoes. As to being in Florida, I was running around barefoot. They call me Jiffy Feet, if anyone knows the slang in Florida, what Jiffy Feet are. So is that bad for a horse to do that as well? I mean, to bring them so many different places and so many different climates, or are you trying to follow that ideal climate? So for example, in the winter months you bring them down south, and then the summer months you bring them more up north, and kind of try to keep the horse's feet at a certain climate.
Well, part of the reason they're traveling north to south and all that is the weather, the time of year, and temperatures, and where the competitions are. When it's 110 degrees down here, you're not wanting to gallop cross country where you go up, Maine and Vermont and wherever you galloping cross country. The temperatures are going to be much better for doing the Canadian stuff in the middle of summer when it's really hot, and of course in the winter, for the south, the competition start cranking up again, right?
Yep.
So the horses that are looking for team spots, all that will start migrating down south.
How come horses don't migrate from east to west, or do they? Do they?
There are horses that go from east to west, yes.
And I mean, because here we always talk about. Now I don't know. Do we have a
Most
huge?
of them follow the geese.
The geese.
But
I mean, when I think horses, I think southeast, and you don't think New York horses. You don't. I mean, outside of Kentucky, you think the Derby and all that. But outside of
I see horses from New York.
Ayo.
Yeah.
They got a little attitude.
Yeah. Some of them do, yeah.
But I don't think of like California, other than like wild horses out there. In Nevada, you think of all the ones that are up in the mountains and stuff. You don't think of like, I guess you don't
think people own horses and show
No,
them out there?
I know that. I know they do over in Tempe and stuff. But they stay there. They don't move a lot. Here, it seems like Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and this whole area, they're moving all the time.
The people that are competing at the higher levels are a little transient. Depending on the time of the year.
They go where the money is.
Right. And they do the same thing. They have West Coast circuits also.
Do they really?
Yeah.
How come I don't hear about them? Because you're not involved.
You don't live on the West Coast.
I don't live on the West Coast, I guess. Well, that would make sense.
If I lived on the West Coast, you'd be hearing about it, right?
I'm sure it would be.
I've had horses here that I remember one several years ago that they flew him to Montana. And because of timing and placement and getting your scores in and however they work that out for moving up the ranks.
I know I keep bringing it up, but this is my wife's first, it's a schooling event that she's got this Tuesday, and it's at Aiken, down in Aiken. And she'll be down there for 2 days, and she says this will be the first time she's shown it in probably several years.
Yes.
And so she's got Diego, an update on Diego, which is our horse. He's our
He's your horse.
Yes, well, he is.
You pay the bills on him.
I do pay the bills on him. That I said, are you nervous? Have you because you haven't ridden in a show in a very long time. At least 3 or 4 years.
Right.
And she says, well, I am and I'm not. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? You are and you're not. I said, I would be a nervous wreck. She goes, well, this is a schooling show, which means I can do good, I can do bad, and it's not a permanent record.
Right.
But if it's a show, I forget what the terminology that she used.
Right.
If it's a show,
a show.
That's
the new terminology.
Yeah, we'll put that in our encyclopedia of all the different words that we make up. Are you in a show or are you in a show? No, I'm in a show. Oh, okay, well, come this way. Let me show you all the expensive stuff over here.
Yeah, there you go.
So, but I mean, she said, I'm not nervous because it doesn't go on my permanent record. When I'm in the show, if I do bad, that will follow me my whole entire career. And I go, Well, now I'm nervous.
She has a career showing horses.
Well, she had when we first met, and then of course, life gets in the way, and you create a life together and stuff, and now she's gotten to a point where she's confident in her riding again.
Right.
And she's getting ready to go back into the show arena, the show field, and start riding again. And I said, babe, do you want me to go with you to the show to show support for you? She said,
absolutely not.
that's exactly what she said. She said, I don't want you anywhere near the show. And I said, well, why wouldn't you want me near the show? She says, look, I got one toddler I got to worry about, being the horse,
right.
Diego.
Don't have to worry about a couple
I don't want to have to worry about another toddler, meaning you.
Well, the horse's maturity level's a lot higher than yours.
It's probably a lot higher than mine. So she said, I don't want you. She's like, you can text me, you can call me, you can do all that stuff, but I don't want you. Babe, I love you, but I don't want you at the show. And I said, okay, fine by me. So
yeah.
I feel bad because I do want to show her support in the show because this is her first show. Hey, that's my babe out there. That's
right.
That's my. I call her Schmoopy.
Schmoopy.
I call her Schmoopy.
Okay.
But she said, no, I don't have to worry about you. She's like, it's the same way because my wife was in here earlier. She's like, I know when you're getting ready to do the show or something like that. She's like, as soon as I heard the beginning of the show, she's like, I ran right out that door. She's like, I don't want to make you nervous. I don't want to do anything like that. And I can understand that because I don't want to have to worry about her here as well.
You don't want to cause her to have a nervous disorder.
No. So, this Tuesday she's going to be out of town at the Aiken thing. So I wish her luck doing that. I know she listens to the shows and stuff when she's traveling around. So,
yeah.
But the horses that are moving from the south going up north, they're starting to do that now.
They're moving. The last couple shows I know are going on, or the 3 days that are going on, which most the ones that I'm dealing with are primarily, pretty much all 3-day horses that are moving. It's back to different parts of the country.
So is your work going to start slowing down?
No,
it's not.
No, never. Now there will be more vet calls, and other things will start picking up.
Why would there be more vet calls this time of year, though?
Because people are out messing with their horses more. They're riding them more. The average people. There's a lot of people that live here and are permanently here in the winter. Aren't necessarily riding that much. Spring and fall's where they do the most of the riding, and of course we got our spring grasses in the springs, fall grasses in the fall.
Well, hold on to that thought because I
don't have any thoughts to hold on to.
We're going to talk about what's the spring grasses that we need to be concerned about here in the next coming months with all this rain and all this new weather that we're having. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics live at the Dover Saddlery, and if anyone in the store and the sound of my voice would like to ask Mike Stine a question, please come on over and ask. Don't be shy, just like Chelsea here, standing right in front of us. Hi. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine, the #1 podcast to create sounder horses from the ground up. Make sure you follow Mike Stine over on Facebook, and the way you do that is just search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine, and Mike puts a whole bunch of grand articles up there, new articles, anything that has to deal with education of a horse's feet, anything having to deal with equines. Mike puts it up there. If he doesn't think it's not valuable information, he wouldn't put it up there. He doesn't put pictures of his dinner or anything up there, so it's a great follow. It's a great educational Facebook page. That's Equine Dynamics on Facebook. And over to my far right side is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good, Travis. How are you?
Doing all right. So the other day, my wife said to me, we have 3 pastures on our property. Now, we live on a 22 some odd acre lot, and we've taken one pasture is like 2 acres, and so on and so forth. The acres go on down the way. But my wife goes, the front acre, the showcase acre, which is up by the front of the house, she's like, you need to go out there and drag it. And I say, well, why do I need to drag it? She's like, because, the horses,
You're talking about taking something and dragging over it to spread the...
Yeah, because the horses kind of do things out there, and they won't, eat the grass around that area, so I have to spread everything out. So I go out there with the harrow and I spread everything out. She's like, great. Now the horses will start eating the grass again. Now we're getting in the springtime with all this rain and everything we have coming up, and my fescue, I think my fescue that I put out there.
Think your fescue?
Yeah.
Did you put fescue
And over my, I forgot to introduce you. And over my far inside is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good, Travis. How are you?
So we're going to talk about the spring grasses that are coming out now, and what we need to worry about as far as the laminitis. So my grass is everything's dragged out there. The manure is spread, for lack of a better term. I know there's little kids in here. I'm trying to keep it nice and easy for everyone. But we keep the horses off that pasture until we get a good rainstorm like we did today. And now I'm seeing this grass all of a sudden, of course, the natural fertilizer, boom, all this grass is coming up. What should I be looking for now, or what should I worry about turning those horses back out on that showcase pasture that I have in the front?
They don't need to be packing on the weight too fast.
Okay.
It needs to be limited. The time of day they are out needs to be paid attention to. When the sugars are up in the grass is not the best time. So pay attention to what time they're out. Stressed grass can also be a problem. Putting on weight in a hurry can be a problem. And, so there are horses that are having some laminitic flare-ups at this time. And after a good rain and, get through a little burst of grass growth, there could be some more that will flare up.
Now, the question I have, and I ask this all the time, is what is the first instant I should be looking for when I'm looking for laminitis? What's the first sight that I should see as a horse owner outside of, my farrier coming out and doing the shoes or doing the trims every 6 weeks or something like that? What should I be looking for when I'm, rubbing my hand down the horse's back and everything? And don't forget, everyone here that's at the Dover Saddlery, if you have any questions for Mike Stine, feel free to come on over and ask him right here, and we'll discuss it right here in the store. We are located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, and the Dover Saddlery. They're having a big tent sale here, so we appreciate everyone that's here in the store and enjoying everyone's great company out here. So what am I supposed to be looking for as far as laminitis on the...
Well,
what's the first sign?
the first sign is having a horse.
Okay, so I gotta have the horse.
You got to have a horse.
I got the horse.
You got to have a horse.
Uh-huh.
And, a donkey also. Donkeys
Donkeys are good. I saw a video the other day of a donkey grabbing a goat on YouTube, and that was a scary
right,
thing.
they can be tough little dudes.
little Snickers out there.
But no, pay attention to weight gain with horses. I mean, they hit the spring grass. It's like
Don't look at me. Why are you looking at me when you say putting on weight?
It's like Travis on a cheesecake.
Yeah, stay away from the cheesecake, Travis.
So they will start packing on weight faster, and then because of the system being overloaded with food and your sugar spiking up and all that sort of deal.
Now, my wife right now, because we don't have them turned out in the front pasture, we have the center pasture is all oak trees and pine trees.
Right.
So I don't have a whole lot of grass or anything in there. But then we have the back luxury that we just made right next to the arena.
Right.
It's thin. I didn't see that, so it's all the weeds, Heinz 57 grass that's out there right now.
Yeah.
My wife continues to tell me to throw one fleck of Timothy out there in the morning and then 2 at night. Now, I always think that hay's a waste of money. It honestly, for me, if you've got grass, the horses should just eat the grass, right?
It's not a waste of money because your wife said to do it, right?
I know. She said to do it, and I have to say, yes, dear. I'll go throw the hay. I'll go do. And then the other day, she asked me, she's like, did you throw hay the other day? I said, yes. Why? Because she's got all the bales, stacked up. Like, she knows exactly how many flecks around that thing. And I go, yes, babe, I threw the hay. Well, the bale still looks the same size. And I go, no, I threw it out there. And then I showed her the way the bales were not put together right, so the thing fell apart funny, so she thought I didn't do it. But still, I'm throwing hay in the springtime. So should I be backing that off at night or not doing it during the day if they have a good pasture where they have a Heinz 57 grass out there?
If weight tapes. You understand weight tapes?
Weight tapes, yeah. Weight tapes. That was my invention.
That is your invention. But monitoring your horse's weight, which a lot of us don't completely do. And if your horse starts packing on pounds, where can you limit what they're eating? Paying attention to their workload. If a horse is working and their work backs down, the groceries need to back it down. If not, they will start packing on weight.
Yeah, but no one wants to see, Dominique out there all skin and bones.
Well, she's not skin and bones.
I know she's not skin and bones, but everyone goes, well, I'll just give a little bit more hay, just a little bit more hay. And then your 5-year-old child's the fattest kid in kindergarten class because you're giving him too many Twinkies and stuff. But I mean, that's the way my wife.
Gravitationally impaired.
We'll say that too as well. But I mean, as far as putting that hay out there, so the weight tape. We do have a weight tape, and I think every barn should have at least 2 weight tapes.
At least hanging somewhere so you can say it's there, right?
Right, exactly. So when the vet comes in to float the teeth.
I've got a weight tape.
Here it is, Doc. I've got it. I'm on the level here.
Or just let the horse stand on your foot a little bit. Then you can see what they really weigh.
Oh, this is easily 1,300 pounds. Get off me.
Right, but monitor their weight, just like we probably should, but we don't necessarily do that either, do we?
So this is the time of year where you really need to find that weight tape. And if you don't have a weight tape or know what a weight tape is, I'm the simpleton of the show. To me, it looks like that old when the tailor comes out to make a suit for you.
Right.
That ribbon measuring tape. So that's essentially what it is.
Deal, yeah.
Okay, so I'll look at that.
But if they're packing on weight in a hurry, then we need to back off the groceries somewhere. If they are getting hay on top of and eating a lot of grass, maybe something needs to be cut back some. And also with fresh grasses, it's like the sugar spikes. We got to minimize sugar spikes, and maybe we need to pull back on the grain a little bit if they're getting a grain as a supplement. She
does. We do a little food drop in the morning and a food drop in the afternoon. But it's that hay that I think not that's killing the horses or doing anything bad to the horses.
Right.
It kills me that I have to throw this hay out there when I'm like, you've got all this lush grass, and I'm still throwing.
Are they staying a reasonable weight for what they're doing?
I don't know what a fat horse looks like, I guess is what I'm saying. And I don't know what the weight tape is. I mean, what's the measurement? Is there a ratio? Okay, I know what hands are. 16 hands, 16 1. How much should a horse weigh? I mean, is there some kind of formula I can fill out and I can do myself without having to ask my wife?
There probably is. There probably is.
I'm sure.
There are formulas for body scoring.
Okay.
And looking that up and understanding it and paying attention to what your horse looks like will help you. The weight tape is an additional thing that you can add to that. And there are some vet clinics that have scales.
Like physical scales that
weigh your horse, yes.
Oh, that'd be we were talking to one of the employees here, and she was saying now how much of a pain in the butt her horse is to get on the trailer. Can you imagine those people having to take the horse down to the vet and put him on this big huge scale?
Right. Yeah. Some of them aren't going to like that.
Don't they have like
you can get 4 little bathroom scales.
Have them stand on the bathroom scales and multiply times 4?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't think that works. All right, guys, if you're in the Dover Saddlery building, if you have any questions for Mike Stine, feel free to come on over here to the desk. We're back here in the boot section. I got my hand raised. I'm sitting in a little toddler's chair. So if you can't see me, just follow the sultry sounds of my voice. We're in the back corner of the store. If you'd like to ask Mike Stine, or if you're a little shy, don't worry. You can ask Mike Stine a question. Just go to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says contacts. Fill that little form out. Ask him a question and put a physical address in there, and we'll send you out some of these free stuff that we have here sitting on the table. No, you can't have Peggy. You can't have any of that, but we have some keychains, some buttons, some stickers, some magnets. Feel free to grab, take them home, stick them on the kids, stick them on the neighbor's kids, whatever you want to do. All right, when we come back, we got one more little segment, and we'll wrap up the show. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Equine. Oh, let me make sure I hit the right button. There we go. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine, the number one podcast to create sound of horses from the ground up. If you have a question for Mike Stine, and if you're in this lovely store of Dover Saddlery just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, and you're in the sound of my voice, and you have any questions for Mike Stine, come on over, and you can ask Mike Stine a question right here on the air. Don't be shy, but if you are shy, don't worry. You can go over to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page it says contacts. Fill out that little form. Ask your question. Make sure you put a physical return address, and if we read it on the air during Season 9, which just starts this Monday, we do about 12 weeks of shows. Season 9 starts this Monday and every Monday, and you can find us over on iHeart, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you download podcasts. Search Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. And over to my far right side is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing, Travis?
I'm doing all right. You having a great time out here at Dover Saddlery?
We are.
There's a lot of people out here, a lot of good sales going on. But if you missed the sale this weekend, don't worry. Sign up over at Dover. Is it doversaddlery.com, I'm assuming?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
And bring your own red dots.
And bring your own red dots. And what they'll do, we were talking to Chelsea in the beginning segment, they will actually, based on your zip code, will figure out what's the closest location and what deals are running at your location, so you can always never miss out on a sale. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay, we'll go with that. Now, we have one more little segment, and then we're going to wrap up the show for the day. But before we leave, we're going to talk about understanding a farrier's expectation of horse handling and horse behavior. So, Mike, what is my expectations, or what is your expectations, being the number one farrier around here, as far as horse handling and horse expectations?
The only reason I'm number one right here is because I'm the only farrier here, right?
Yeah, you're the only one in the building. So
yes, yeah. One thing that,
and why are we bringing this up? Did you have a bad experience or something recently with my horse?
Yes, with your horse.
What happened with Diego? What happened?
He decided he didn't want to play that day.
Okay, so what are your expectations as far as when you go into a barn and you've got a horse that's a little ornery or whatever?
Well, you do need to develop some horsemanship skills as a farrier, and know a little bit about how to read and understand a horse and how you approach them and all that, so that hopefully y'all can get along. But that day, Diego decided he didn't want to play with us and didn't want to play with the girls in the barn and all that, so we ended up not doing his feet that day. But and I
gave him a lecture too. I talked to him. I said, "You are a bad horse. Don't."
And I'm sure that.
Do you know how much this means? You are such a disappointment, little horsey.
Yeah.
And you know what he said to me?
That's right. That's exactly what he meant. But on the other end, the better behaved the horse is, when you've got professionals working on your horse, the better job they can do.
Now, when you say professionals working on your horse, you're talking about you yourself, a vet or something like that?
Veterinarian, saddle fitter. If a horse is dancing around, they're trying to get a saddle fit right to it and walking around and not standing there. It's kind of hard to tell what they're fitting. They'll do best they can.
So whose responsibility for the most part? Is it the barn hands? Is it the owner of the horse? Is it the trainer of the horse, to make sure that this horse is able for you to be able to work on without having a hoof to the head?
Yes, pretty much.
So D, all of above?
D, all of the above. No, it is the owner's responsibility to take care of the horse. If they're hiring a trainer, training is definitely a trainer spot, right?
Now, would it be below a trainer to say, hey, hey, this is your horse. You teach your horse how to be on cross ties. It's my job to be in the arena. My field is the arena, not in the stalls.
What are you hiring the trainer to do?
To train the horse in the arena.
Well, then that's what the trainer's doing, right?
I guess. But what about the horse in the stall? Whose job is that?
There are people that specialize in doing groundwork, ground manners, and all that.
Okay.
And do a very good job.
But that's horse 101.
Well, not necessarily, but you got to get that right before you get on them anyway.
Okay.
Owner, handlers, you're always, everybody who touches a horse has something to do with the horse's behavior, including myself.
See, that's why I don't touch horses.
Right. Right.
I have no idea.
There's days I go into a barn where something's got me aggravated and ill-tempered and all that. And maybe I need to check myself at the door before I go in. And because a horse will pick up on that sort of thing.
And that's one of the things I worry about. Now, my wife, works a full-time job like anyone that needs to pay for a horse or afford a horse or anything like that. So there's times where she leans on me to bring the horse out when you come over for the to do the clippings or clippings.
The clippings. I'm clipping their feet.
Yeah, clipping. I mean, trimming the feet. I told you, I'm such a simpleton here. But I always ask Mike. I go, Mike, I don't know where this goes. What should I do with the horse? And I feel bad because it's not. I know it's not your job to do that, but
we get through it.
Well, and you're not willing not to help. If that makes any sense. Does that cancel it out? I forget.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So, but I'm scared. And I know the horse is like that. I am absolutely petrified when that horse comes out of the stall, and I'm responsible for it.
Well, the thing with horses is they speak with body language, posture, and all that.
Oh, they see a lot of body language from me.
They pick up on that quicker than humans do. So they will react.
But you said the horse. You were talking to one of the guests here that the horse's brain is only about the size of a lemon. How does it? I mean. It can't be that bright.
They probably use a bigger percentage of their brain than we do of ours.
Oh,
right?
I'm sure. Yeah. I use about 5% of mine, and
there you go.
I got a big old water head.
If they use the whole lemon, they got you beat right now.
Yeah, great. So, what else do we need to learn as far as when you bring a horse out of a stall? What are some of the things that need to happen that you're looking for? That you're going to say, okay, I'm going to have a bad time or I'm going to have a good time with this horse.
Just the horse's attitude when they come out, first step out, it's he's doing good today or he's not. You can tell that pretty quick. Good work environment, and how busy the barn is plays a big part of it. If you're at the barn one day and the feed trucks come in, the hay trucks come in, and
horses going in, horses going out,
horses going out. And it's a busy day in the barn. Horses a lot more react to stuff than if you go in the barn one day and everything's quiet.
Has there been any instance where you walked in a barn and you go, it's too busy for me today?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? So, I mean, I know you do some barns that's got 30-some-odd horses.
Yeah.
Do you just sit there and go, meanwhile the horse is waiting for you, you're like, I'm just waiting for everyone to calm down? Or do you just go, I got to get into this because I got, 40 other horses?
There's plenty of times when stuff's going on around the barn, moving equipment and all that, where I'll step away from a horse to let somebody bring a piece of equipment in or out of the barn and then go back to work as the horse settles down, because if the horse says, oh, God, I don't like that, and you're up under one, and I need my foot back right now, that's where the foot's going.
I need this for dinner tonight.
Exactly.
I got to get home.
Yeah, and I just soon not get tangled up in that. So you got to watch out for what's going on within the environment you're in for your own safety.
All right, guys, we're going to take one more little quick break, and we'll come back and wrap up the show. You're listening to Equine Dynamics live at the Dover Saddlery spring tent sale. It was a little rainy out there, so we didn't get the tent outside, but, man, they got a whole bunch of great deals, and they always have great deals year-round.
Not a single tent for sale, though.
Not a single tent that Mike could find for sale. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. The #1 podcast to create Sounder horses from the ground up. We have season 9. We do this as a weekly podcast that we do. You can find us on iHeart. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you download podcasts. Search Equine Dynamics. We have season 9 coming up. We have a big season coming up. We have a lot of guests that will be in the studio. We have a lot of guests that we're going to talk to on air. So make sure you follow us over on wherever you download your podcast. It's Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. And over to my far hand side is Mike Stine.
How are you, Travis?
I'm doing all right.
Fun?
We are. We are having fun right here at the Dover Saddlery, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. And we're live out here. They have a big, huge tent sale going on. They got a little rained out, but don't worry. They still have the sales going on the whole entire weekend. And if you missed the sale this weekend, don't worry. They have a whole bunch of new stuff coming up in the next couple weeks or so, starting at the end of May. And we have Chelsea, the store manager here. She's going to give us a little update on how the day went and what she's got planned in the future.
Yeah, despite some rain this morning, we still had a lot of customers come on out, come shopping with us. We've been very busy up at the registers. My 2 girls handling it all up there. We still have some really great deals going on. We have some items from our Dover basement that are an extra 25% off today. We have some helmets that are still for just over $25. So we still have some boots and polo wraps at 50% off. So we still got some really great deals, but we have had a lot shop down. We've had a lot of people come on through on this rainy Saturday. So again, really great to see everyone coming on out and not letting rain deter them from this wonderful weekend of shopping.
Equine people are diehard people, I'll tell you that.
We are for sure. We show up no matter what. So it's been a lot of fun seeing everyone come on out today, and it looks like the rain is starting to lift a little bit out there. So it'd make for a good rest of our afternoon here, and then again we have all day again tomorrow.
That's awesome. So we'd like to thank you for having us out here. We enjoyed it. We had a great time. Hopefully everyone here in the Dover Saddlery building. If you have any questions, we'll be here for a couple minutes longer, so don't worry. If you have a question for Mike Stine, come on over here. You can be on the air with us, ask him a question, but if you're too shy, don't worry. You can go over to equinedynamics.com, ask him a question over there, and put a physical return address, and we'll mail you out some stickers, some magnets, some prizes, just for being part of the show. Chelsea, thank you very much for having us on. Mike, would you like to wrap it up with anything?
Sure, we've had fun. Thank you for everything. Always fun hanging out with you.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for coming on out. This was a really cool, unique situation, and being able to.
You win the prize. We'll give you a sticker.
Oh, yes.
You get the
That's what I was looking for today.
Get the holograph sticker. Those are the most popular ones right now. All right, guys, on that note, we're going to let you get back to enjoying your ponies. On behalf of Mike Stine over there.
Have a good day. Have fun with the ponies.
My name is Travis, saying see you this Monday for start of Season 9. And thank you, Dover Saddlery.
There's so much fun.
Shadows on the trail. Little cowboy, close your eyes and dream. All of the doggies are in the corral. All of your work is done. Just close your eyes.